Okay, this is the Ralph Tabata workout, so it's going to be 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off for 4 minutes per exercise. You go through them one at a time in sequence. Best to use an app on your phone, otherwise you can just use the suggested reps. This workout only requires one pair of 10 to 20 pound dumbbells. So it's very simple and very effective. Great home workout. We're going to go through the exercises one at a time. We're going to start off with the dumbbell sit-down squats. Now for this variation of dumbbell sit-down squats, you're going to be holding the dumbbells up in front of your shoulders like this, with the palms sideways, okay? Then, holding the dumbbells like so, you're just going to sit down, stand up, and repeat. Using a chair, bench, whatever you happen to have. Now if for some reason you're unable to hold the weights up like that, then as an alternative you can hold them down by your side. Not as ideal to do it this way, because holding them up at the shoulders does work the core more in order to keep your trunk stable. Okay, now the next exercise is going to be the dumbbell bent over bench row. So for this exercise, you want to have your feet very wide apart. If they're very narrow, you're going to slouch forward into bad posture. So very, very narrow stance. I'm bent forward with my full weight on the arms, holding the dumbbells together. They're in a sideways grip, so my palms are facing each other. Now from here, I keep a knee bend, and I keep my spine straight. It's bent forward 45 degrees. And I pull the dumbbells up beside my waist. I rest them back down on the bench, and repeat. So I'm working the upper back muscles here. I'm also working the low back, some of the muscles at the back of the thighs for postural endurance. But there's a lot of muscle action going on there. Once again, you're just resting the dumbbells down. Each time you lower and you rest them directly down onto the bench. Now, the next exercise is a backward step lunge, holding the dumbbells down by your sides. A big, huge step behind you. Step back up and repeat. Okay? Just like so. That's the backward step lunge. Then alternating legs. Then we're going to be going into the floor dumbbell pec fly. I'm going to give you a couple of views of this exercise. You're going to be laying completely flat on the ground. You have the dumbbells up and they're held together. There's a slight bend in the elbow. If you look at that, that's a 5-degree elbow bend I just gave you. Now I'm going to arc the dumbbells in a wide path out to the side till the back of my upper arms touch the ground. Then in a bear hugging motion, I'm bringing them together. That's a pec fly right there, okay? So if you were to look at me from the side, it would look like that, all right? And the key thing with the floor is it prevents you from overstretching your shoulder joint, which is a common injury related to this exercise. Now, if you did have sensitive shoulders, we would just go into a chest press instead if we had to, all right? Because then it's a little bit less pressure on the actual shoulder joint, or you just do a power pec fly, which is you increase the elbow bend now to about 30 degrees instead of 5. Okay, moving on from there, standing back up, we've got the Romanian deadlift next. Now, for the Romanian deadlift, all right, you're going to have your knees bent, you're going to have the dumbbells on the front of your thighs, push your hips back, slide the dumbbells down to the mid-shin, stand up tall, and repeat. So it's essentially a hip hinge. And the primary motion is to push the hips back, push the hips forward. Push the hips back like you're trying to touch the wall behind you with your butt. Push the hips forward. When you're doing that exercise, you just want to make sure that you don't slouch, because slouching would increase the risk on the low back. You also want to make sure that you don't let your head droop. So keep your neck tall. Okay, so once again, it's just like this. That's the motion. We don't want to do one of those and just turtle over, because then it does give you some risk. Now, the next exercise is a thumbs up jumping jack. So I have my thumbs pointing out to the sides, and I would just be doing this motion here for 20 seconds, then 10 seconds off. If for any reason you're not able to do jumping jacks because of the impact, because your feet are sensitive or whatever, then I would just have you do heel raises instead. So you just hold onto a wall and you raise your heels all the way up and down as an alternative. And you might do about 20, 25 reps per set. If for some reason you couldn't do those, then you would do foot taps. Keep your knees locked out. Either way, we want to be conditioning the feet during that exercise. And then the final exercise is side plank hip raises. Now for this one, you're going to be laying on your side, but your feet are going to be like this. 1 foot forward, top foot forward, bottom foot back. But there's about a fist distance between them, okay? So you want to be in that position there, all right? Now, so my top foot is forward. Now, my elbow is stacked beneath my shoulder. This hand, fingers spread, is going to squeeze my bottom shoulder. Now there's a bunch of different variations. Sometimes people put the top hand on the hip. Sometimes they have it straight up. I'm going to just demonstrate this variation because it supports the bottom shoulder, but you can use whatever you like here. Now, from the side, you're going to lift up and you're going to hold stiff, lower down and repeat. So hips up and down, up and down, just like that. And then you would be alternating sides each set. So then we would flip and we would do the other side. Okay? That's the side plank hip raises. So I'd be flipping around, alternating each time. So that is the entire sequence for the Ralph. You'd be going through those one at a time, 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off, traditional Tabata. Once again, it's a great, great home workout. Requires just a pair of dumbbells, and that's it. So you can literally get fit just about anywhere.